What's good? Ask FP back on track this week on time after a hectic last week and trying to get things back in order for, the draft class and all that. So y'all stay with me. I'm coming. And also MLB The Show. So I'm coming. That kid from Philly says, do you think that the Thunder can catch the Mavs? Now, probably when you asked this question, it was before Oklahoma City had gone on a current 3-game losing streak. So at this point with 4 games left, no, I don't think they can catch them. They need to try to worry about holding off the New Orleans Pelicans because they are only a half game up on them right now. Simon Torvey Sunland says, what do you think caused Josie Altidore to struggle so much in the EPL for both Hull and most recently Sunderland? I think it was just like he fatigued from playing with the men's national team, the injury that he suffered during that time. Also, a real funny thing, I think it was kind of like it was being homesick, to be honest. I think that's why it felt like to me he couldn't wait to get back to the MLS. That's what it felt like to me. So I think those were the two biggest factors, but who knows? 89 Simpson says, any chance you think Stone Cold wrestles at WrestleMania 32? I think there's a chance. I think he's wanted to. I think that he just has to know that his neck is okay and he can take it. Because I don't think he wants like a horrible crap match or whatever that people are obviously, you can tell they're protecting his neck kind of thing. So I think it's a possibility. Jovan says, Sim Bular signed for the Kings. What do you think about his NBA future? I think it's cool. It's a big guy like that, 7'5", 360 pounds. But I think in order for him to have a prolonged future, he's got to weigh more close to about 300 pounds than 360. I just don't think he can, for a long period of time, can do that. My man here, he has 89 cents and asked me, who do I have in the playoffs? I had to shrink it down. You may not be able to see that. But as of right now, if I had to pick, and I had to completely remove, obviously, me wanting the Bulls to win, I'd probably say it would have to be Cleveland to come out of the East and to win the NBA Finals. The West is so crazy. I really don't think it's going to be Golden State coming out the West. So I almost want to just go back to San Antonio, really, because that's who I trust at this point. But then Memphis gives them fits, so I don't know. Jalen Murray says, what are your thoughts on AJ Lee retiring at 28 years old and why do you think she retired? I think it's crazy, man. It hurts the Divas division a lot. But it's her life. She's got to do what she got to do best for her. I think she's pregnant. That's what I think, or wants to be pregnant. And I think that's the thing. And I applaud her for, putting family and motherhood ahead of all of that because it's the most important thing ultimately. Simon Torvey Sunland also says, I'm not a massive baseball fan, but 162 games of the regular season is a lot. What are your thoughts about that? It is a lot, but I always struggle with shrinking it down because I'm a big stat guy. And then, so if you change that, then you got to change everything with stats. It throws everything out of, perspective. So that's why I kind of rather just stay at 162. Gerard Durheim asks, do you think that Rollins will lose the title and to who? I think he loses it at SummerSlam, and I think he loses it to Reigns. That's what I think. Everson Carter says, if you could go to any event for the rest of the year, what event will you go to? Some people might say Mayweather Pacquiao, but to be honest with you, I don't even want to be a part of that circus. I'd rather watch it from watching it at home. I love SummerSlam. I've been maybe the last 2 or 3 years, and I would love to go again. I'd love to go again, so that's probably the one I can think of. HDG Ball Out says, who do you think the Magic should pick up as a head coach in the offseason? Man, that's weird. I would, I know they're not going to do it because of the way it ended with his brother, but Jeff Van Gundy, I think, would be a good fit there. But that probably won't happen because Jeff is very loyal, and he, I think that's the reason why he hadn't been a Bulls coach, because he's loyal to Tom Thibodeau, doesn't like the way they do things. So Neon says, I'm excited for the upcoming PGA game, but should I be worried with how little info and gameplay is out? I can certainly understand you being worried. I would just, to set the proper expectations, I would just expect a scaled back version from a feature and mode standpoint. That's traditionally been the way things have gone when it makes a debut on next gen. It's usually scaled back. Jovan says, how much does the loss to Wisconsin affect Karl Anthony Towns' chances of being number one pick, especially with Okafor in the finals and winning the national championship? I don't think it affects it all that much. I really don't. I would take Okafor, personally. Him or Emmanuel Mudiay is who I would take number one. I think Karl Anthony Towns is a beast down there on that block, but Okafor is the safest pick. And if you got the number one pick 9 times out of 10, you can't afford to gamble. So I would take Okafor myself. Nate Blair says, do you get attached to players or teams? I.e., if all the Bulls players were traded for said team, would you still follow Chicago? I'm primarily a Bulls fan. That's what I am. Are there players that I really, really like and I probably root for no matter where they go? Yes, like Derrick Rose. If he got traded, I'm going to be a Derrick Rose fan wherever he goes. But part of that is because he's from Chicago. So it's more city-based for me. Walter Davis says, which NBA and NFL rookie do you think will have the best sophomore seasons? I think that Nikola Mirotic is going to have a great sophomore season, as is Andrew Wiggins, but I also think that Odell Beckham in the NFL and Kyle Fuller are going to have good seasons in their sophomore seasons. Walter Davis says also, do you have an early prediction for the college football playoffs? Alabama, for sure. I think they are going to be a much improved team, despite the fact that Amari Cooper's they're losing him. I just think that the defense getting older. I think they're going to they're more mature and more experienced. I think they're going to be a really good team, and I think they'll be right back up there. Also, keep an eye out for USC. They have a really good they have a very good young defense that really played well in spots. He says, what are my thoughts on Callisto? HDG Baller wants to know, what are my thoughts on Callisto's Raw debut, and do I think he could ever replace Rey Mysterio? Ball out. I do, but I think he needs to be able to do something on the mic. I think that's what helped Rey Mysterio a lot. Yeah, he's awesome in the ring, but I think he has to be able to do a little bit on the mic. Tyler Knoll says, what match would you like to see at WrestleMania 32? I would like to see a triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship between Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. That would be awesome. The Shield reunion battling for the world title. I think that would be great. Tyler Knoll says, what do you think WWE 2K will show us at E3? Not much. Usually the first big thing you ever see from WWE 2K is at SummerSlam. So I think that's when you'll see the majority of the initial preview there. So I wouldn't have it could surprise us, but I wouldn't have my hopes up too high to see a bunch of stuff at E3. Tyler Knoll also says, would you rather see Aldo versus Mendez 3 or McGregor versus Mendez? Well, it depends. Obviously, Aldo has to beat Mendez, but then people are talking. They're tweeting about it. But I think Frankie Edgar Uriah Faber is a big fight, too. I really think that Mendez should fight the winner of Edgar Faber, and the winner of that fight should then get the winner of Aldo McGregor. The Great Patriot says, one gotta go. Ambrose, Orton, Ziggler, Wyatt. If one of them had to be wiped from existence in the WWE, I'm assuming you're not real life, who would I wipe away? That's a tough question because all 4 of them are good, but me personally, it would be Ambrose, because I like Ambrose, but not like everybody else. So that would be my thing. Tyler Knoll says, what 3 NXT divas and superstars do you think will be in the WWE 2K16? I think Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Bayley on the diva side. On the superstar side, I think Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and it should be Tyler Breeze, but it probably won't be. It might be more like Corbin. So Corbin's cool too, though. Tyler Knoll says, do you think EA Sports will ever make any college basketball or football games again? I do. I actually think they're just waiting to get the whole legal thing resolved, and then I think you'll see a return to college sports. This has worked out pretty good to kind of rebuild the taste for it in people in the mouths of the different gaming fans. So I think there's a demand for it right now. So that's it for Ask FP this week. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Peace.